What I liked about what you just said is that as you hold people in that view,
Yes.
You can also hold nations
Oh, absolutely.
in that view. And you said something profound. You said even if they don't know that you're holding them,
Yes.
even if they don't know, what is the power in that? How can we hold nations in that viewpoint as if everyone, whether it is black, white, Arabic, Jewish, all of these different differentiations.
Yes.
Could you speak to that? Because I believe that you are rising to someone that can actually have something important to say on that topic.
Well, yeah, and I don't know how far down the rabbit hole you want to go, but we certainly can a bit. I mean, and we even know this now from quantum physics, which is the observer effect.
Yes.
And in the field of quantum physics, there really isn't cause and effect. There's really not a bunch of things interacting and causing other things. There's a field of infinite potential and wholeness, and through observation and the congruent conditions, that potential emerges. So it's a field of ideas. The idea and the potential for the jet plane and the computer was there at the time of Buddha, but it needed somebody to perceive that.
Correct.
Right? The idea for equality for all was there before Martin Luther King Jr. came along and had the vision and stood on the Washington Mountain and said, I have a dream today. He didn't just say, I have a problem. He said, I have a dream.
Right.
He caught a vision, and he held a vision against all odds, against all the appearances to the contrary, and became a touchstone and a lightning rod, and activated really what is a quantum principle. Because he was, from a spiritual standpoint, one with truth is a majority. When you stand with truth, you could say one with God, one with truth, one with a principle is a majority. It doesn't matter if there's how many are standing against you. If you are anchored in a truth principle and you stand in that, that's why it says 10 holy men can save a city. Because if you're willing to stand in that principle, and you will have to walk through some fires because that's your path if you're doing that. But if you're able to anchor that consciousness that stands with principle, because that divine principle is in truth the only power, the only cause, you can change a family, you can change a company, you can change a nation. There's another name for it in a more business mindset, which is called the trim tab. On a big ship, a big giant ship, you've got this giant rudder. And there's so much force against that rudder that the rudder itself can't turn on its own. It needs a smaller rudder to turn.
Exactly.
And that little rudder allows the giant rudder to turn. And so in truth, that little rudder is turning that whole giant ship.
1 degree makes the
That's
difference.
Right. I'm getting chills again. So I know this is important to hear, because so many of us feel like, again, what can I do?
Right.
I'm just this little person, I'm just one person. So is Jesus and Buddha and Gandhi and Martin Luther King Jr. and Mother Teresa and Susan B. Anthony and on and on. And even if you only impacted one person, what about the one that impacted Mother Teresa, that impacted Gandhi, that impacted Martin Luther King Jr., like Howard Thurman?
What a great concept.
So you might be the trim tab, and they might be the giant rudder, and ultimately it moves the ship of a nation or of an ideal. But the principle is to know that when you stand in a vision or in the truth, and you're willing to stand in it no matter the appearances against it, a couple things will happen. Your life will be transformed. Your life will start to reflect that level of power and confidence and support, and your level of impact and influence will begin to grow.